Elsa, you
Hi.
were the first person to put your camera in nature.
I thought, why not? Like, it's beautiful out. You got to soak up the sun in the last moments of summer that we have. Like, I'm still considering this summer. I'm not ready to call it fall yet. I
This
guess
is so smart of you. Now, is this your phone or your laptop, your pad? What's going on?
it's my laptop.
Okay. And that shed over there, what is that?
That I'm actually in my friend's backyard in Saskatoon.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what's in that shed, but
Oh, my God. I suspect tools, Saskatoon tools.
maybe, yeah.
So you've headed back to Saskatoon. Now, what's it like there right now? It's pretty cool that I'm in Toronto, you're in Saskatoon, and yet we're able to connect. What's life like for you in Saskatoon right now?
Well, I'm actually just visiting. I was away on a songwriting trip in Vancouver, and then I thought I might as well swing through Saskatoon on my way back to Toronto. I actually just became an auntie for the very first time, which I'm so excited about. And so I took a COVID test a few days ago. I just got my results back to be that I am negative, and I get to meet my brand new baby, my brother's baby, and I'm just so excited. I'm actually meeting them later today.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. You should zoom it.
yeah, exactly. So meeting. I don't really know what life in Saskatoon is like right now because since landing I've kind of been isolating. So it's
Yeah.
beautiful today
So
and
you're literally in quarantine. I see no smoke in the skies. I understand it was blowing over.
yeah, Vancouver was pretty bad
Yeah,
actually, but Saskatoon seems to be all right so far.
right on.
Yeah.
Well, you started playing from the ground up, playing in bands, touring rock and roll style. Now this, the pandemic life of a musician. What is the key to adapting to this new normal of not being able to play live?
That's a good question, and I think for everyone it's different. For me, I actually like spent a lot of and I think a lot of people can relate to this of the quarantine, of the pandemic, and just isolation, doing a lot of self-reflection and focused on inner work and just focusing on my own healing and self-care. And so I was thankfully privileged enough to have the opportunity to go to therapy virtually every week. And I honestly wasn't really creating. I wasn't really focused on music. I was focused on myself. And I've also been doing this decolonial arts and healing residency that I'm so grateful to be a part of. And so it's just been a lot of focusing on my own kind of mental health and self-care and healing. And kind of when summer came about and we could kind of be outside a bit more, I started to kind of break out of that shell and just allow myself to be a bit more creative and explore music and my relationship with creating and art and that.
How are you interfacing with technology in order to do that?
Well, I mean, like I record on my own a lot, so I was able to have, that I have a home studio that I'm able to work out of. In terms of performance, I did a few live performances and I don't know if it's for me. I got so nervous, surprisingly, like so like debilitatingly nervous. So I'm kind of still navigating that whole process, but it's cool to see like how different artists are kind of navigating this new world situation.
Yeah,
So
I totally feel you in terms of like there are some I've seen some performances that really resonate with me online, and then some where I feel like kind of the party's happening over there. I don't feel I feel disassociated from it.
yeah.
So at the same time I've done a few things where I do really really tiny little personal things, and they feel fun to do, but I don't know how many people watch them. But I
Right.
mean they're fun to do, but mostly it sounds like you're actually focused on the music first and actually making the music in your home studio.
Yeah, and I think honestly like I really I'm loving this approach that Venus Fest is taking because it allowed me to kind of focus on the sounds and the audio instead of also having to worry about the visual aspect of it. And so, for this set specifically, I really like experimented and explored different sounds. And like the first song in my set is a song I made up like I don't know, I think a couple days before I submitted, and it's just me messing around, and it's not perfect, and it's kind of loose, and it's really like experimental and so different than like what I've released as an artist so far. And I don't know if I'll continue in that direction at all, but it was fun, and it was just like liberating, and I hope people like it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
The idea of taking this opportunity to, instead of just doing your set, experiment.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I am a big fan of Jamila Lowe, and that's your collab partner on your set.
I know. I just discovered them through this, and I'm just obsessed with their artwork and their vibe, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, for sure. What's pretty interesting too is, I mean, you're a solo artist now. You're self-managed. You have played in, situations where you're in a big band, but now it's really the focus is you. What are the best parts of flying solo and the most challenging parts of flying solo?
I think the most challenging parts is that I'm not used to it. It's like a new, situation for me, and I'm slowly getting used to it. I'm slowly like appreciating different aspects of it, because like you said, I've always been in a band. Wild Black is my, first solo project, first kind of experience being on my own. And so it's just, yeah, it's this duality of like being like, okay, I can call all the shots and I can do all the things, and like I don't have to answer to anyone kind of thing, and just really have fun with it. But then also it's kind of like the indecisiveness in me, or like, just wanting to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, or wanting to just collaborate consistently with like maybe the same people. It was daunting at first, and it's been difficult, and it's had its challenges, but it's allowing me to kind of find, I guess, more like trust and strength within myself and my capabilities.
Yeah, to hold down the fort and then kind of like just represent yourself. Takes a lot of courage. And I imagine it feels kind of good when you're able to hold your own on the stage.
It definitely does.
What is it about Venus Fest that got you volunteering for so many years?
Well, Venus Fest first year happened when I just had moved to Toronto, and I heard about it somehow, I think on Instagram or something, and I looked at the lineup, and it was such a stellar lineup. Like Lido played, Weaves played, Madame Gandhi, like it was just amazing. And I was like, I have to go to this. And then I went, and I had an incredible time, and it was very inspirational and just an all around super cool event. And then the next year I was like, I just kind of decided for myself, I had this plan, which is not necessarily like me, like in terms of this trajectory. But anyway, I decided in my mind that, okay, I attended that year. Then next year I'm going to volunteer. The next year I'm going to play at it. I wasn't quite ready to play live yet, so I volunteered for the next 2 years, and then now it's this year, and I'm playing. So
wow. Well, you have a great sense of like being able to take care of yourself, but also to move your career along. That's really a systematic kind of understanding of what your aim and your intention was. And now you're playing. I watched your video for Moonstar Love, and just like Venus Fest, it features abundant queer con and fab femmes. And I'm wondering in what ways does this complement your aesthetic?
That video was so fun to make, and honestly, that was kind of a reflection of where I was at that time, and where I still am at, obviously. I actually had come out as pansexual just in the process of creating that video. And so that was a huge moment for me, and, that I'm still processing. And so that, I think, was just intertwined with what was going on in my real life, and just like this visual was so important to me because I wanted it to reflect myself, but also like the community I'm a part of, and the people that aren't necessarily represented all the time. So I had a lot of fun making it. It's really, really special to me. I'll never forget that moment and that process. And yeah, it's cool, and it's really fun.
It seemed like a lot of fun, like the best summer camp experience ever.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting too because there's an interracial romance that happens, and right now we don't see that very much. So why was that important for you to cast actors and people in those parts?
Well, I mean, as a queer Black femme, I want to see people who look like me, obviously, and be represented, you know, more on screen and behind the scenes as well. And so for me, it wasn't even a question. I was just wanting to create a cast that was BIPOC focused, and they happened to be, two people specifically that we had wanted to ask, and they said
Are they real lovers?
they were.
Oh, nice.
The video didn't break the rules, but yeah, so I just wanted, to have people that represent me and my
Okay.
community, and just the diversity and, beauty of who we are and what we want to see more of on screen.
Right on. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing your set. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much. You're such a legend. I'm so happy I got to meet you virtually and be interviewed by you. This is definitely like bucket list.
I'm like the legendary Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, Loch Ness. Yeah.
Take good care.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.